What's going on, guys? It's Terkz back with another video, and today we have a video on the update of the bot farm. I know it's been a while since I put out a video, but I've been extremely busy with schoolwork along with actually trying to create this bot farm here. So let's just get right into it. As you can see, we're not doing Mort Myre fungus at the moment, but it is still part of the process, and we are definitely working on it. It's just it turned out a lot of a bigger project than I was expecting. Basically, I did not expect us to have to do all these quests, and the quests are absolute AIDS fucking script. It's such a pain in the ass, honestly. It really is. The way that the scripts actually, for the quest at least, the way that some of these quests are set up, it's just absolutely this tedious, really tedious, and you have to do tons of checks, especially if you're like stuck in one like portion of the quest and the game setting doesn't change and you have a long fucking case statement that is full of all kinds of actions, and you have to do all these checks within it. So like if inventory has a piece of cheese in your inventory and you don't have a magnet, then you need to go get the magnet. All types of shit like that, just extremely tedious things. It was an absolute pain in the ass to script a lot of these questing scripts, and we're still working on it. We're on the last one though. That's the good thing. We're on the very last one, which is Nature Spirit. I didn't think I was gonna have to do waterfall quest because I don't play RuneScape, and I went to go start to do Nature Spirit, and I was getting attacked by these snails, and I was like, how am I going to be doing Mort Myre fungus if I'm getting attacked by snails? So I looked up the information on how you can basically get aggro, like how aggro works on RuneScape, and I discovered that if I do waterfall quest, I'll be at 30 combat levels or whatever, and we should be good to go from that, and we won't run into any aggro in the actual Mort Myre fungus area. But we got that good to go. Now we're at 31. After everything is said and done, we'll be around 31 combat levels, so that should be perfect, and we shouldn't run into any issues there. In Nature Spirit, right now we're currently working on, let's see, I'll pull it up. All we have to do is we have to basically do the portion of the quest where you have to use that little green pouch on the log, and you get the Mort Myre fungus, and then you bless your sickle. That's all we need to do, and then we'll be done, and we'll be good to go, and we'll be ready to farm some Mort Myre fungus. But until that's done, we cannot do much more. It's been way too long. I wanted to wait until I was done with that and actually create the script, but it's been way too long since I put out a video, so I just wanted to get one out to you guys. If you guys see over here on where my cursor is, you can kind of see the procedures that my script does. I took out crafting. Crafting doesn't really do anything anymore, or it doesn't do anything at all, because like you said in the comments, you don't need crafting to do the blessed sickle or whatever. You can just buy it from the Grand Exchange. So I just set that up. So we have Grand Exchange buy from GE, check bank for mule, that does exactly what it sounds like. Call mule for money and trade mule for money, does exactly what it sounds like. Multi-thread eat. So this basically works. I use this mostly in my waterfall quest, or not waterfall quest, my witch house script, because I was getting safe spotting set up, and I wanted to be able to move while I checked for like positions and things like that and eat at the same time. So I used this, and it basically allows you to do two actions at once, so that you can be walking on one thread and eating on the other thread, if that makes sense. You can look into threading a bit more in Google, how threads basically work, but that's that. Multi-thread run has the same concept, but just applied to running, so I can like talk and walk at the same time and things like that, or check inventory and walk at the same time. Nature Spirit, that's what I'm currently working on, like I said. Prayer, this is basically the prayer portion of it for training. Then we have Priest in Peril. Priest in Peril was a bit AIDS because we have to get Ring of Recoils to get a lot of this shit done, because it's just, I wasn't hitting with 8 range on a lot of these things, so we had to get Ring of Recoils and set that up, and I was running into a lot of issues. I just don't play RuneScape enough to understand how these things work. So I learned a lot about RuneScape, and I learned a lot about how the game works and things like that along the way, and it's been a pain in the ass and a bit of a process. Restless Ghost, this one was really easy. A lot of walking, but that's basically it. Waterfall quest, we finished that one today actually, and I'm glad that we actually finished it. Didn't take too long. That one wasn't too bad. And then we have Witch's House. Witch's House was absolute AIDS, because you have to track the position of the witch, And the way that I did it, I didn't look at any scripts, and I didn't even get any ideas to look at any other scripts. I don't even know if there is any scripts like that on GitHub or something, but let's look right now. Let's go see. Okay, yeah, so get orientation is equal to 512 if which.get x is greater than that. So what he did is he compared the position. I didn't compare, I compared positions, but what I did is I tracked the position, and I got the lowest, basically the path of which she walked. I got the path of which she walked, tracked the path, gathered the lowest position of which she should walk, and then got the highest position of which she should walk once she was at the top of the garden or whatever, and then I compared those values. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically I was tracking her position in a different manner. But it does work. It just takes a bit longer, and it is a pain in the ass, but that one was fucking ridiculous. I spent so much time on Witch's House. I probably spent like fucking 4 days unnecessarily working on Witch's House. That was absolute fucking AIDS, but we got it done. That's all that matters. Now we're working on Nature Spirit, and we should have that done quite soon, and then we'll be able to farm Mort Myre fungus at last. But let me explain these scripts here. So as you could see at the beginning of the video, if you were watching, you saw this account. He was currently thieving T. So what my script does is it's like an all-in-one type script. It goes from level 1 all the way up into about 45, and then after that, it'll start doing Master Farmer. So it's gonna go and do favor. The favor's a little buggy. I could probably fix it a bit more, but it works. That's all that matters. I don't really care too much. So as long as it works, it works. So what it does is it'll basically thieve to 5 level 5 thieving, and then it'll go and it'll do T stall until it hits exactly 25. Once it hits exactly 25, it'll go and sell a lot of the tea that it kind of gathered, and then it will once it gathers all that tea, it sells it on the Grand Exchange, and it buys the items necessary for the compost and things like that for favor. And then it goes and does this until it hits 5 favor. Then it does the little compost shit, and then it goes and turns all that in. Then it does fruit stalls, which is the whole reason why we're doing this favor thing. It does fruit stalls until it hits, what is it? It hits like around 45. I think I have variants of like anywhere from 40 to 45 or something like that. But it's randomly selected basically. And then it goes and it farms at Master Farmer. Once it farms at Master Farmer, it basically does that, and this mules over all the gold until it gets banned. So it suicides. And the only reason why I did this is because I was running out of all my accounts were running out of membership, and I didn't have I didn't have shit to do with them. They were just sitting, and they were just a waste of money basically. So I created this script, kind of got hooked on it because I was running into a lot of bugs and fixing a lot of shit, but I did learn a lot along the way. So I'm just glad that worked out. But now it's pretty flawless. I haven't ran into any issues for the past 2 days, and it's been running and muling perfectly fine. It does run into issues every once in a while with pickpocketing men because it's so weird. The placement of the actual NPCs are kind of random. But I did fix a lot of the issues that it was running into. But yeah, it's working now. I spent a lot of time on this that I shouldn't have. I should have just focused on the nature or the Mort Myre fungus farm. Kind of got that done, but I'm just glad that we're kind of done with it. But if I pull up another account, you can kind of see what it's doing. So it'll farm until it can afford food. Then it goes and buys food from the Grand Exchange, and then it just continuously farms or thieves from the Master Farmer, and this transfers all the gold that it gets after a certain threshold. So that's that. Other than that, like I said, I've been working on the Mort Myre fungus prerequisites script that I was creating. It's an absolute pain in the ass. I don't think you understand how much time I spent on that script. I've been working night and day trying to get this shit basically perfected for the past 2 weeks. Other than doing schoolwork, like I said, for a few of the days. I think I took a break for like 4 days and did a bunch of math and things like that for school. But yeah, I'm just glad to actually be at this stage that I am at now. I'm nearly done, and then I can finally create the actual Mort Myre fungus script. That's going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be absolutely easy compared to the Mort Myre fungus prerequisite script that I created, because it has so many quests in it. It's like, I don't even know. I didn't even count. Probably like 4 4 or more quests in one script, and then you have to kind of handle the inventory and what it has in its inventory, and if it has the items in the bank, and if it needs to go buy more items. If it runs out of food, it has to go buy more food. It has all that shit implemented into it, so it can't run into any issues along the way, and if it does, I have to go and fix them. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, kind of show you what I was working on. If you guys have any ideas, like I said, I do not play RuneScape often, and you guys can kind of expedite the process of me basically making cool scripts and things like that and putting out content for you guys. In regards to data that I've been collecting, I haven't really been collecting much data. The only thing I'm collecting right now is kind of playtime and the life of the account while suicide botting. Breaks aren't implemented on these accounts whatsoever because I'm trying to maximize profits. I do not care too much about the length of the lifespan of the account. I just want accounts to be running 24/7. Another issue that I was running on actually on this is if anybody has an idea and if anybody works with Java and knows much about the Java virtual machine environment or whatever, I've been running into issues whenever I'm running these scripts. So whenever it launches a new account, for some reason, even though I set the arguments to limit the amount of memory used, it's committing over 3 gigs of RAM per instance that's being created until it closes out, and this has no effect on my server, on my actual clients being ran. So if I close out of all these, my farm is still running, but this is just some background task that's basically running, and that just cleared up. Look at that. If you look over here on the commit charge, you will see that dropped substantially, and that's clearing up so much memory that was committed to these fucking unnecessary tasks. So if anybody has an idea of what that could be, please leave it in the comments. I really need to get this issue resolved. What I'm thinking it is I'm launching the wrong TRiBot task, and that's basically it. But yeah, hopefully I can find out what it is in the future, and maybe with your guys' help, that'd be great. I would really appreciate it. But like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Leave some ideas in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. I love reading your comments, and it's absolute joy. I really appreciate it. But if you guys do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments also. I will answer absolutely almost all of them if I can. And yeah. But congratulations to the last winner also. Let me pull it up. Let's see who we had for the winner. Okay. So congratulations to Zachary Damrow. You are the winner of the 50 to 100 mil. Once I do get the farm up and running, I will give this out to you. I might even give it out to you once I basically handle all the muling for the thieving script, so you can have that money. I really don't care too much. So yeah, I'm gonna be PMing you. So keep your eye out for my PM and get back to me with your information, and I'll try and transfer that gold over to you whenever it's convenient for both of us. So congratulations once again. Check your PMs and I will get to you guys. But thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate everything, and I hope you guys enjoy.